Oh, hi there. You caught me reading the failing New York Times. This is the Sunday Style section. I'm reading this great essay by Emma Madden, all about how it's officially the summer of brats. You know, that's the article in the New York Times where I was quoted giving a little etymological lesson. Who knows? Never thought I would be in the New York Times, much less for Charli XCX, but there you are. And here we are, after that, not even humble, just a straight brag, to discuss this remix to the song Guess featuring Billie Eilish. Let's let her be there a little bit more, okay? Billie Eilish. And much like my review of the remix with Lorde, my basic thesis is it doesn't actually change that much. Like the actual bones, the actual way the song sounds, as far as remixes go, it does barely anything. But its change conceptually, its change in its sort of deeper meaning is total. But before we even get there, let's just discuss this whole idea. You know, because I'm in here and I'm talking about the Brat Summer, and we're discussing the Brat Summer, and the Brat Summer has been declared to be over. It's over because Kamala Harris has adopted it. It's over because Republican politicians have adopted it. I think, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, part of Brat Summer is talking about how Brat Summer is over. If you haven't seen Matt Bernstein's podcast, A Little Bit Fruity, featuring Broey Deschanel, it's like, I mean, talk about a collab right there. That's like Billie and Charli, just two powerhouses of online commentary. They discussed a little bit about how Brat Summer and how Brat has been co-opted. So this song, coming at this time, hot off the heels of Kamala being declared to be Brat, is a raunchy reminder of what it actually is to be a brat. It is like the video. It is raunchy. It is filled with sex, nicotine usage, drinking, sex, and more nicotine usage, and presumably other drugs, okay? It's this kind of dirty, nasty, awesome aesthetic that she brings up with this Chartreuse image, which if you don't know, Chartreuse comes from an alcohol made by French monks. That's where the color comes from. That's the color. It's actually a fairly pleasant digestif. So this is a reminder of what Brat really is. And the funny thing is, it's not even off the album, right? This is off of the bonus tracks. If you have the vinyl like I do, which is how I got that poster, you don't get to hear this song. So it's interesting in that way. Like Charli XCX appears to be making sure that we don't forget that it's Brat Summer and what Brat Summer is. Kamala gets to be Brat, but also this gets to be Brat. Interestingly, you know, my daughter is a huge Billie Eilish fan. You know, I commissioned that painting by Velvet Geek. Look him up on Facebook or on Instagram. He does black velvet paintings of pop icons. I got that for her for Christmas a couple years ago. Huge fan, all the album, owns the Billie Eilish ukulele, all that. And so we've been talking about this. And then she sent me a message saying, "Dad, have you compared it to Super Freaky Girl by Nicki Minaj?" I'm such a progressive dad. I didn't think, oh my God, my daughter is listening to Super Freaky Girl by Nicki Minaj. I'm a proud poppy, because I hear that and I go, that's some pretty good media analysis right there. Understanding the value, you know, how important it is to be graphic with sexual female desire and power. Anyways, that doesn't really matter. Because this song, what it does, how it changes, is so minimal. Because it's not even that the lyrics are really different. The original song itself, you know, produced by Dare, sort of famous kind of sleazecore guy, is really raw. And there's like one verse that's repeated twice. So what's interesting here is we have Charli's verse, as it is, and then we have Billie's verse, which essentially just changes the subject. It changes the pronoun from you want to know what I'm wearing to I know what you're wearing. You want to see to I see, to you dream about me, to I dream about you. And that's about it. But yet, it changes so much. By having them together, first of all, it does exactly what the Lorde remix did. It creates a real sense of female unity, real girl power, as we might call it, okay? It's a different figure in a different lane in pop music, collaborating, in conversation, in community, in communion with Charli XCX. So now, if you're a Billie Eilish stan, and this whole summer you've been like, yeah, but Billie's better, and Billie's in all this, and no, I'm sorry, they work together. They are not competing. We are not going to put them in a coliseum and pit them against each other. like Kirk and Spock, you know? Dun, 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 dun. You know, we're not going to be doing that. The power comes from the unity, which underlies the hugely important female empowerment of the album. It's even though it's describing a lot of bad decisions, a lot of sort of unwise life choices, it really has this powerful ability to validate women and young women and their choices and their life and their lifestyle. And so it's great. That's what this is able to do. And it does something else. Like, Guess is like legitimately a hot song. Okay, like I listen to it, and as a heterosexual male, I listen to it, and I get bothered. You know, whew, you want to do what? Okay, it's just like that. You know, there are a lot of songs like that legitimately have an impact on listeners. So it's sort of like the most hetero song because it's really describing just a very kind of powerful sexual relationship between a man and a woman. But then by having Billie Eilish on here, she changes it entirely to make it a gay anthem. Like, how did nothing change in the song while everything changing? And then that in and of itself is its own message, right? Saying that gay lust and straight lust are fundamentally lust. That's what it is. This is a song about lust. And all lust is the same. See, it changes nothing, and it changes everything, and it's funny, right? It has this kind of like, like there's like tolerance through humor and lightness. I think is really important because we can have tolerance through very serious conversations and getting around and talking about the validity of other people's lived experiences. Hooray, great! I'm all for it. Let's have the reconciliation circle, all that. But also, you can just have this song, which is just like super raunchy, and then just be like, yeah, but what if it's a girl talking to another girl? Like why not? So I'll go through the song a little bit. It starts off with Charli XCX showing off her inimitable accent. What I heard was, play believer. Play believer. But what she actually says is, hey Billy, you there? And then the song hardly changes at all. If you listen to them back to back, the original version and this version, there's basically no difference. Maybe the orgasmic moan at the beginning is a little bit more heightened with this drum sound. The first verse is the same, except we get to the second verse where the monologue becomes a dialogue. And Billie Eilish posits herself, as she did for a lot of her last album, as a very horny woman. A very horny woman who is horny for other women. I mean, almost, if this was a male speaking about a woman, you'd say they're a creeper, just sort of like this whispered voice. I don't know if Phineas is getting co-production credit. I assume the bass is a little bit pumped up here. And of course, the vocal production on Billie Eilish is always amazing. I assume that he's doing that as well. And she's just got this, like, the song was already kind of making you uncomfortable, if you're a proper New England boy like myself. Oh, they're singing about what? Put what in whose mouth? Right? Like we're already kind of in that space, right? But she takes it to another level by, of course, adding this whole sapphic element to it. And it's interesting because it's like I already know. Like the song is like, you want to guess? And it's funny because Billie could have made a whole song where it's like, I do want to guess. I want to know. But it's that she knows. Like, she knows this intimate fact. She knows that she's wearing the underwear that she bought. So in this mythical world, Billie Eilish bought underwear for Charli XCX in Tokyo. And she knows that she's wearing it because she's being kind of a creeper and looking at her. And while she's like whispering and talking and saying that I fantasize about you. And then the pinnacle of the song is the moment where she says, Charli likes boys, but she knows I'd hit it. Call me Charlie if you're with it. It's this playful fun. There's this whole thing. There's often a sort of like straight panic about gay lust, right? Like, I grew up being taught in a sort of homophobic environment, to be afraid that men are going to try to hit on me and they're going to try to do things and they're going to be terrible. It's like, man, I've been hit on so many times. I've had so many dudes tell me that they would, right? It doesn't hurt me. I'm not like, it's You know, it doesn't actually cross a line. Like, there is a line and we know what that line is, and that line is that I'm not into dudes. And it's like, once that's clear, it's just playful. It's just fun. It's sort of mainstreaming the lightness that can exist between gay and straight people, which is like what we need more of. Anyways, this awesome like buzz and the instrumental, just this ratty bit, and then they do the gas together, all back and forth, and it's just their voices, and it's just great. You want to guess what Billie and I are texting about? I don't need to guess what they're texting about. They're like, hey, when are we going to work together? That'd be really fun. Hey, what if we did something that was like really empowering but also silly, fun, and sexy? God damn, I love Charli XCX. Not just because, you know, she got me into the times. And then we get to the video. And the video is, again, reaffirming what is Brat. Brat is something you don't want to watch. If you're younger, you don't want to watch with your parents. If you're older, you don't want to watch with your kids. Okay? I know, because I watched it last night thinking, oh, cool, there's a new video. Maybe I'll watch it with, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just watch this on my own. I don't think, you know. And it's reclaiming brattiness. It's dirty and nasty. I don't like the vaping in the video. Cigarettes is one thing, but don't try to make vaping sexy. Just come on. There's the moment, you know, where Charli XCX actually stuffs her underwear in someone's mouth. Fairly out there. They play the sort of Queen of the Mountain on a pile of panties and bras, and they roll down like kids. Again, it's that playful aspect. It's the playful nature of it. To me, the key of the whole video, I want to show you the key of the whole video. I want to show you Brat Summer in one still. Are you ready? That. It's the woman who came out of work where she had to wear a shirt or a blouse or whatever. And everyone else is all dressed up in like gold lame leather pants and panties and all that stuff. And all the dudes look like Wayfish Calvin Klein ads from 2000. And she's like, she's getting with it. She's getting with it right there. That's the face of somebody who's saying, oh, is this Brat? Allow me to brat myself. And I think that's a lot of it. So there's my fancy analysis. Not too fancy, just kind of fun. Because Brat's the rumor of Brat Summer's demise were a little bit premature. Brat Summer refuses to die. There's the camera.